Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in. Let's play with our breath. We're going to focus a little bit on getting our spines moving and feeling supple, and then some general circulation boost to get the chi and the prana circulating nicely. It's all going to be quite gentle, and you can do all of it sitting down. You can even lie down and listen and breathe along and visualize, or you can do what I'm doing or make stuff up and just play in the vibe. So let's begin by wherever we are, sitting or standing nice and tall. So that involves an elongation upwards as though our heads are filled with helium lifting up. And today let's also imagine the rib cage is a balloon filled with helium. So there's a lightness, the rib cage rises above the hips, and there's also a lightness in the head rising above. So we want that feeling of suspension right away. And whether you're sitting or standing, feel your feet. And if you're sitting, feel your hips. You can even wiggle and move into them a little bit just to make sure you remember where they are. Okay, so we're supported from below, we're suspended from above. We're going to keep our eyes soft, and a soft smile is very helpful to send a message of gentleness to the body. And let's lift our shoulders up as high as we can as we inhale. And as we exhale, we let the shoulders melt down. We keep the suspension. So the shoulders come all the way up, everything's up. The skull stays suspended and the shoulders melt down on the exhale. Let's do that again. You can make a sound or a sigh on the exhale, and we'll do one more. Hold the inhale and the shoulders up just a little bit. And exhale, let it all go. Let's move your head a little bit from side to side with that feeling of suspension, long, free neck. And we'll continue with the shoulders now, inhaling up, take them back a little bit, down as we exhale, continue exhaling forward. Inhale up and back, and exhale down and forward. Drop into a nice, slow, luxurious pace. And notice how the breath and the movement can fit together beautifully. For good measure, let's go the other way a couple of times. So we're inhaling when the chest is open and the shoulders come up, and exhaling when the shoulders come forward and slide down. Inhale back and up, exhale forward, down and back a little bit. Inhale up and over, and exhale, and we'll do one more going the other way, because we usually need a little bit more encouragement to have the open chest. In fact, let's bring our hands, soft hands, loose wrists, and we're going to tap underneath the collarbones, and we're going to encourage a spaciousness at the top of the chest. Lovingly touching your body, feeling, receiving the touch, and also seeing if we can direct the breath into the area that we're tapping. While we're here, let's invigorate the arms and shoulders. So take one hand crossing the chest and over the shoulder. You can lean your neck away a little bit. You might have some tense muscles back here. Go lightly, very lovingly, and then start patting down the outside of the arm, lovingly, feeling as you're giving the touch and also as you're receiving. Down the back of the hand, all the fingers and fingernails, don't forget that thumb. And then clapping the hands in a nice clear sound. And then we're going to come back up on the inside of that arm. And when we get to the armpit, we're going to rest the arm over the head, even lean away, so we create a lot of space here. This is some side bending for the spine, and also another opportunity to wake up some important breathing spots. So as we're tapping ourselves, we're also directing the breath from the inside to touch the area that the hand is cupping from the outside. Let's relax that and take a little moment, see how all of that feels. You can do a little test movement by fluffing things up, and also notice if there's any difference, no matter how subtle, between the side that you've cupped and the side that is waiting to be cupped. We also want to cultivate our awareness. So now we're going to cup back and forth over the lungs, over the chest. This is a great decongester for the lungs as well. And breathing and smiling and being playful with the breath. Are you able to gently, without any strain, get a bigger breath in and also effortlessly let a breath out? What does it feel like to breathe? And look for the pleasure in the breath. We don't want to make it hard work. We want to be attentive, yet loving and gentle. So now we're going to come over the shoulder, and you may contact that tighter musculature. So lovingly, you're loosening things up here. And then we're cupping down the outside of the arm, patting lovingly, bringing awareness, stimulation, circulation. Remember all the fingernails. Don't forget the thumb and the thumbnail. And then we clap our hands. And then we come up the tender inside of the arm. And when we make it all the way up to the armpit shoulder area, we can hang that hand. The head is very helpful for resting the arm. We want relaxation. And we're cupping up and down. And we're also, from the inside, directing our breath. It's like the breath is a floodlight that comes into the areas where we're resting our concentration. Enjoy creating that extra space and then living in it. Move around a little bit, move around a little bit. Okay, so we've done actually 3 movements that help the spine. One is that elongation, the grounding below, and the levitation above. That creates a lovely vertical alignment. We've also done some side bending. And let's do a little bit more side bending. So let's inhale, one hand up, reaching the fingers up to the sky. And exhale, if you're standing, take your feet a little further apart and just feel that stretch. Inhale, lift up, and stay tall as you float that hand down on an exhale. Inhale, reach and get a good stretch, extra length on that side. Exhale, lengthen over. Inhale, return, get taller. And then stay tall as you lower down. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. You can look up now with the eyes. And exhale, let the eyes follow the fingertips. That will create a subtle shift in the neck position. Enjoy. Inhale, come up. So we held that one a couple of breaths. We'll do the same on the other side. Inhale, creating lovely spaciousness. Look at the fingertips. Exhale, lean over, looking for length more than how far over you go. And the head is tilting to allow the eyes to gaze at those fingertips. And you're sending breath into the area where you have the sensation of stretch. And then inhale, up we come. And exhale, lower down. Feel all that lovely opening. So now we're going to do, we'll save the twist for the standing part. We'll do a little bit of forward and backward movement with the spine. This is called flexion and extension, cats and dogs or cats and cows if you do yoga. I'm going to turn sideways because I want you to I want to invite you to feel the movement first from the waist down to the tailbone. We're all good at the chest area in general, but sometimes this area doesn't move. We might be doing our cats and dogs and thinking, oh, I'm doing the whole spine, but can you see there's not much happening underneath my rib cage? So let's cure that. We're going to take our fingertips to the top of the hip bones. You can feel around, you'll get the bony top of the hips. And we want to use this as a landmark. So on the exhale, that area tips back, and as we inhale, we want that region to tip forward. So yes, the chest is coming along a little bit, but it's quite different than if we forget about the pelvis. So this is also lubricating the hips. Very nice circulation for the pelvic contents, And hey, it feels nice. It feels good to move. So we generally exhale when we rock back. The pubic bone comes up a little bit. And we inhale as the waistline rocks forward. And enjoy a couple more of those, loosening up a little bit more each time. Remember, we're looking for the flow. We're not necessarily looking for the end range movement or a position. We're working with the flow. Okay, so now that we've got that going, let's just keep working with it. Let's interlace the fingers and add the chest and the shoulder girdle. And as we inhale, release the fingers and sweep the hands back low. Don't overdo it. I know we can do this, but that just creates strain. Just enough that you feel fresh. Exhale, you can even just press the wrists forward if you don't want to interlace the fingers. You can fine-tune and customize that. So again, initiating from the awareness of the pelvis moving and allowing the rest of the spine to come along. Exhale, inhale, and working at whatever pace is really yummy and relaxed for you. And let's bring this to a gentle close and sit for a few more moments, or maybe stand for a few more moments, and just see how things feel. See how your breath feels. Let's place our hands over our low belly for a few moments so we can direct the breath now into the low belly. As we inhale, we want to feel that area blossoming, the hands receiving that information, and exhaling, the belly naturally falls in. You don't have to pull it in. And all the while we're maintaining relaxation while vertically suspended and supported. Let yourself linger with the breath. Allow your breath to tell you what relaxed pace it wants to enjoy today. Okay, if you want to come and stand up now or continue standing up, please join me. We're going to take our vertical alignment and our breath with us, planting our feet, and we're going to start with the feet about shoulder distance apart. We want that nice suspension. We want to feel our breath, and we're just going to take a couple of pulses with the knees. Imagine that you have a bungee cord attached to the crown of your head, and that keeps you nicely connected to that vertical, and you're just softening your ankles and your knees without collapsing. And it can be a very tiny micro bend for some of us. For some people, it could be going down quite low. But remember, do what feels full of ease, effortless. You're just bouncing a little bit. Good. Okay. So now that we've got that, we're going to lightly straighten, but straight, not straight. So we're extending the knees, but we're not locking them. We're not pushing them back. You can see that even on the screen. That creates a tightness in my whole body. So we want the knees to be more or less straight, but there's an ease in them. You could easily move in any direction. So we're going to do some twisting now with this, and that's why I want you to have the body really relaxed. So with the knees a little bit straight, we're going to swing from side to side. You can start small swinging, very exploratory swinging. Let there be freedom in the neck and the head. This is the other direction of the spine. We want to experience rotation. And if anybody who's watching has cranky knees or hips, the easy remedy is to lift up the back heel so you can pivot on the ball of the foot. And you can all try this if you like, because it gives a lot more scope to the twist. Now don't hold the head. If you're looking at me, that's great. You can do that a few times. But now let the head swing. It's the furthest away from the center of the body. So there's a good chance it's going to continue its trajectory a little bit further. And your eyes are soft and they're scanning the upper part of the room or the space you're in. And maybe you're getting a little bit of a cooling effect. If you're in a hot, muggy place, this is a little bit of a fan effect, can be nice. And we'll let all of that come down to a gentle, gentle completion. At this point, you're welcome to bring the feet a little closer, whatever feels steady and comfortable for you, and that's only you can know that. I'm not going to tell you parallel feet or this distance. I want you to trust your own body and be willing to experiment. By trying, you're going to find that place. It's like tuning the radio dial. You know there's static, but you keep going, and then, all the music comes through clearly. It's like that with the body. So try different positions, and you're going to know. It's that nice sense of knowing, and you're developing trust in your own feeling and awareness. So we're nice and tall. We've done some work tapping on the upper body. Let's start tapping over the abdomen. This is boosting circulation. And if you want to add a little bit of extra strengthening to the legs, you can add a pumping. That's optional. So we have mix and match, but lovingly. You're touching your body lovingly with awareness, noticing how it feels, both how it feels for the hands, giving the cupping, and also how it feels for the belly receiving. Come all over the belly, down to the lower area around the pubic bone, the groin area. You'll feel where the bone is close to the skin, where there's soft tissue, where there are organs. You want everything to be nice and relaxed. And we're going to come around and do the kidneys. You can use inner fists for this or palms. And let's add some sound. And then rub the kidneys up and down. Give them some nice stimulation, keep them warm. It's a nice way to warm up the low back as well if you're ever stiff. And of course, breathing. We're going to continue our cupping, patting, tapping journey. So this, you can use loose fists or the knuckles. You can use the curved palms, whatever feels nice, but again, not hard. We're coming around the buttocks, and then we're coming down the outsides of the legs. Go as far down as you can comfortably. You can either continue all the way down, or maybe you reach a certain amount, distance, and then you continue cupping with the hands, and you imagine that your hands are going all the way down. It works. Try it. Coming behind the ankles gently, over the tops of the feet, the tops of the toes. If you can't reach, you can use one heel to massage the top of the foot. You might want to have something to stabilize you with your other hand. And let's come up the insides of the legs, and come around the buttocks, back and forth, buttocks and around the belly. And we're going to slow this down, and we're going to rest the hands over the belly. And now one hand is going to smooth around the back of the waist as the other hand comes around the front. And then we're going to slide and reverse. This is massaging the belt line. And you want to give some loving contact here. Massaging the core, front and back. And let's finish with both hands on the back so that you can feel the hands touching your lower back or sacrum, or even up at the base of the ribs. Remember, comfortable for your shoulders. And direct your awareness of your breath into the hands at the back. So on the inhalation, you're filling your inner body, expanding into the hands. Exhale, letting that empty. Inhale, the filling. And the releasing. And we're going to relax the hands, rest them in front over the low belly. And we're going to take stock of where we're at. Just notice where we're at now. Feel your feet. Not straight. You're feeling the elongation through your spine. Shoulders are relaxed, chest is open, you're smiling softly, eyes are soft, whether they're open or closed. and you're breathing gently, using the full spaciousness inside you to receive the breath. And let's keep this lovely quietness and bring them together. We're going to finish today with the standing pose known as breeze. So comfortable. You've got that lovely elongation. You can even visualize of fresh green bamboo, incredible vertical, fresh, and how supple it is. There are beautiful deep roots. There's a lovely strong life force energy. And if a breeze blows, suppleness allows you as the stalk of bamboo to be moved gently without ever losing your foundation or your feeling of tension. Connected with a vitality to your root and your wings. Enjoy this and gently allow the breeze to come to its natural completion. Are left still. Wish you an absolutely beautiful day, and thank you so much for taking some time to play in the energy field with me.